Welcome on back to Skipper Say. I have 3 undervalued arms in fantasy baseball this season. We're on the road to 30,000 subscribers, so do not forget to subscribe, join the Discord. Let's get into the pitchers. The first undervalued arm is going to be George Kirby of the Mariners. He has an ADP of 120 last season. He went 8-5, 3.39 ERA, a 1.19 WHIP, 133 strikeouts, and 130 innings pitched. He came into the scene last season and showed exactly how far great control and great stuff will get you in the big leagues, but the second half numbers are what really intrigued me for this season. In the second half, Kirby had a 21.6% strikeout minus walk rate, a 1.17 WHIP, a 1.18 FIP, and a 3.19 SIERA. And in the postseason, he had 8 scoreless innings pitched and a 0.88 WHIP in that time. George Kirby has some of the best numbers on his four-seam fastball in all of baseball. In 2022, that four-seamer had a 34.9% out-of-zone swing rate, 79.6% zone contact percentage, and a negative 18 run value. That same fastball ranked 92nd percentile in weighted on-base average. It was third best swinging strike percentage, and a called strike and whiff rate top 30 in the league. And to go along with the great control, he threw the second most strikes with that fastball. About 76% of the time he threw it, it was for a strike. I think the real issue for George Kirby is developing a second swing and miss pitch. The slider and curveball both don't get enough swings, and when they do get swings, hitters are hitting over 300 on both of those pitches. That's when I saw a video of George Kirby learning the splitter grip from Kevin Gausman, which is one of the best elite swing and miss pitches in all of baseball. If this splitter becomes an out pitch for George Kirby, it can return a negative run value and up his strikeout rate. We could see huge production from the right-hander in 2023. A nice wrinkle is that Seattle is the worst park to hit in all of baseball over the last 3 seasons. George Kirby being so successful with his fastball, I think, is a recipe for success. If we get some better secondary pitches, I think he can break out, and he is super underrated this season. Second underrated arm I'm going to have is Brady Singer of the Royals. His ADP is at 178. Last season, he went 10-5, a 3.29 ERA, 1.14 WHIP, 150 strikeouts, and 153 1/3 innings pitched. Brady Singer is still an unfinished product who shows some upside in 2022. He started 24 games, again 153 innings, while maintaining that 3.23 ERA and a 3.30 xFIP and that 1.14 WHIP as well. His Statcast does leave a lot to be desired, although he's in the 82nd percentile in walk rate. Let's have a little fun with some numbers here. I'm going to compare the xFIP, strikeout minus walk rate, and SIERA between 2 pitchers. First, we have Brady Singer with a 3.30 xFIP, 18.5 strikeout minus walk percentage, and a 3.40 SIERA. Let's compare him to a pretty solid pitcher in Sandy Alcantara. He had a 3.45 xFIP, a 17.7 strikeout minus walk rate, and a 3.42 SIERA. Though the numbers don't mean much comparatively to each other, I think it shows that Brady Singer has immense upside. Although his Statcast numbers look ugly, Singer had 3 different pitches that return negative run values in his sinker, slider, and the changeup. Singer is able to get a lot of swing and miss and takes in the zone, as well as a top 20 ground ball rate on his fastball. I'm surprised the strikeout numbers aren't a lot better based on what the underlying stats are telling us about these pitches. Singer's slider returns a called strike and whiff rate at 33% and an 87th percentile out-of-zone swing rate. On his sinker, he had a called strike and whiff rate at 32%, and I think he can find his way into a lot more swings and misses that should already help his impressive overall numbers, continuing to limit walks as well. I'm in on Brady Singer. I think he is a great talent, and at this ADP, I believe he is undervalued going into this season. And finally, an undervalued arm with an ADP at 259, I have Ross Stripling of the San Francisco Giants. Last year, with the Blue Jays, he went 10-4, a 3.01 ERA, a 1.02 WHIP, 111 strikeouts, and 134 1/3 innings pitched. The predictive stats that I used from Fangraphs showed just how impressive Ross Stripling's 2022 was. Stripling had a 3.67 xFIP, a SIERA of 3.71, and a strikeout minus walk rate at 17%. Obviously, that strikeout to walk rate is helped by a minuscule 1.34 walks per 9 innings, which was 4th best in all of baseball. When he was with the Blue Jays, Ross's ability to go through the lineup a 3rd time was limited by the team because he was originally slated to be a pen guy during the full season. I think they wanted to limit it the 3rd time through the order, but he get put in a much better situation in San Francisco. Ross Stripling finished in the 88th percentile of expected ERA, 88th percentile WHIP, 85th percentile of FIP as well. Even if he isn't going to throw a ridiculous amount of innings, he should help your ratios in a much better pitcher's park in San Francisco. Stripling had a negative run value on 4 different pitches last season, and the reason you won't see his Statcast page lit up in red is because of the hard contact he allows due to his lack of velocity. With his lack of velocity, he does a really good job of changing speeds. He throws a really good changeup that ranks top 12 in all of baseball in swinging strike rate. To go along with that, Stripling throws a curveball that ranks 2nd best in called strike and whiff rate as well. I think Ross Stripling Stripling is the true definition of a sleeper. He doesn't have anything that's going to blow you away, but you look at the underlying metrics, he has some really good stuff and should have great opportunities in San Francisco this season. There it is, 3 undervalued arms in fantasy baseball. Let me know what you guys think of the arms, who you guys think is undervalued. Do not forget to subscribe, join the Discord, and I will see you guys on Monday.